In South Georgia have now braced for the worst as the storm moves through Florida.
Now, some 14,000 people in southwest Georgia are already without power, and they're already feeling those strong winds and heavy rain.
Now, Fox 5's Denise Dillon is live in Albany tonight. And Denise, how are the conditions where you are?
Yeah, in the past hour, the rain and wind has really intensified here in Albany. And a few hours ago, when we pulled up in the Fox 5 Storm Chaser, it was nothing more than a cloudy day with a few sprinkles. But take a look at it now. The rain is really coming down, blowing sideways. You can actually see the clouds just zip across the sky there. Now, across the county, schools and businesses that were shut down today, but we did find a church, the Albany Family Worship Center, that is open. It opened up to people who need shelter. We found about 60 people inside. More keep coming. And we talked to Tammy Ash. She lives in an RV park. She says there was no way she could stay there with predictions of 50, 60, 70 mile an hour winds. So she packed up her grandson, their dog, and left.
And this happened to us in '09, and we lost our home. We were evacuated by boats. So first thing he said, get out. I'm like, load the dogs, load what you can, let's get out of here. And I'm praying to God I go home to a home tomorrow.
Of course, a big problem will be power outages. At last update, there were about 14,000 customers in southwest Georgia without power. We're also getting reports of trees down. We're going to go out and check those out for you, and we'll have a live report for you coming up at 6:30. Reporting live in Albany, Denise Dillon, Fox 5 News.
Well, South Georgia is getting pounded tonight, and residents in Albany are anxiously awaiting daylight to see what kind of damage they're going to have to deal with.
That's where we find NewsHead reporter Denise Dillon tonight. She's out monitoring conditions. Denise, the winds there aren't letting up very much.
You can tell, right? Yeah, it has been a rocky evening here in Albany, and I want to show you some of the damage right away. Front glass panels of this business just smashed. We're on Broad Street, and up and down the street there are awnings that have been ripped off the buildings. It just shows the power of this wind.
Oh man, it's crazy, man. The wind's blowing hard.
The rain, the wind, relentless across Dougherty County. Pete Jenkins left his home in Panama City seeking higher, drier ground.
We came here to escape the rain, but now I see it's just as bad almost.
It followed you?
Absolutely. I think just me, I think so.
Trees swayed, signs wobbled in the wind. Sheets of rain blew across the pavement. Power is out, making the night seem even darker. Pastor Bobby Paul opened his church to those who didn't feel safe in their own homes.
This community was devastated a couple years ago when those tornadoes come through. I mean, we lost a lot of property. Thank God we didn't have much loss of life, but it devastated people, and people are still just now recovering today.
Many loaded up their families and their pets and sought shelter in the church. There were cots and blankets and even music. They grabbed instruments and sang joyful music, focusing on the warmth of the church instead of the storm outside.
Are you concerned about your own residents?
No. What comes what may, it's in God's hands.
The power went out in most of the city here a few hours ago, but we have seen plenty of power crews in town ready to get to work as soon as it's safe. Reporting live in Albany, Denise Dillon, Fox 5 News.
Those crews have their hands full. Thanks, Denise.
Well, in Albany, now strong winds and heavy rains whipped through, bringing down street signs and trees.
Fox 5's Denise Dillon is there live to show us the destruction in South Georgia. Denise, good morning.
Good morning here in Albany. It's a little bit gusty, but nothing like it was just a few hours ago. Let me show you the power of Hurricane Michael when it came through here. Take a look at this. This is a tin roof. It came flying off the top of this building and came crashing right down here onto the sidewalk. Along the sidewalk, there's plenty of debris. We saw gutters down over there. There's a globe from a lamppost right there. just down the road, about 3 stores down, there is a business. It is an event venue. It has huge plate glass windows in front. Those have all been smashed in. Just a short time ago, we talked to another business owner, Bill Boucher, who was out here at the time this roof collapsed.
We heard a bunch of crashes and stuff, and so when it quit raining a little bit, we came over here and I saw this, and first of all I saw the awning down the road. And then we saw this. We're thankful. There's nobody in there that got hurt, so it's all worked out for the best.
And fortunately, Bill's business was spared. I just talked to a police officer who has been driving around this morning checking on conditions. She says there are a number of trees down, many of them blocking roads. Most people do not have power at this time. We've also heard about a gas station about a mile down the road that has severe damage. We're going to go check that out, and we'll tell you about it a little bit later on Good Day Atlanta. Reporting live in Albany, Denise Dillon, Fox 5 News.
Well, that backdrop behind you really painting the picture. Thanks, Denise.
Turning now to South Georgia, where Hurricane Michael hit hard with heavy rain and destructive winds.
Good days. Denise Dillon is live in Albany this morning. Good morning, Denise. What can you tell us?
Good morning. Right now here in Albany, it's a very pleasant morning. Mild temperatures, a slight breeze, much different than it was just a few hours ago when the dangerous winds from Hurricane Michael blew in. Let me just show you how strong those winds were. Take a look at this. A big pile of tin right here. This is a roof. It actually blew off of a storage facility across the street about 150 yards away. It came flying through the air and came down right here in the Shackelford Shopping Plaza. There are numerous businesses here. There's a barber right here on the end. The plaza also contains a clothing store, a phone store, a couple of restaurants. Right now in the dark, we really can't see what was damaged and what was spared. We're hoping to get a better look at this in just within the hour when it starts getting lighter and we can actually see the extent of this damage and where this roof landed and what it took down when it did come down. Reporting live in Albany, Denise Dillon, Fox 5 News.
Yeah, powerful winds there. Denise, thank you.
Well, heavy rain and destructive winds from Hurricane Michael left behind a trail of damage across South Georgia as it moved through last night. Good days. Denise Dillon is live in Albany this morning. And Denise, the daylight is giving people a better look at the cleanup that's ahead, right?
Yeah, it sure is. And, you know, after storms like this, we often talk a lot about all the trees down, and there are plenty of them down here in Albany. But I wanted to show you this huge metal pole bent at a 90-degree angle. Let me show you what it's holding up right here. Or was holding up, I should say, a 10-foot by 20-foot billboard. Now, this is in the Shackelford Shopping Plaza, and I want to take you across the parking lot here to take a look at this. That tin roof, yeah, it did not come from here. It came from a building one street over. The wind tore it off, it flew through the air, and crashed down right here. Before the sun was even up a few hours ago, I talked to a man who was out here picking up debris from the street.
Piece of this building right here is like way on the railroad track area, you know, so half of the building, and then half of this building is like right here in this beautician location right here, which is actually knocked down to half of the building right here. I mean, it's like real bad around the surrounding neighborhoods and stuff, and like over there in my neighborhood, we're like literally blocked in. We cannot even get out.
Yeah, and most people like him around here still without power. We don't know exactly how long it will be before everybody has their lights back on, but I'm told it could be some time. Reporting live in Albany, Denise Dillon, Fox 5 News.
Quite a devastating scene. Denise, thank you.
We're also seeing damage here in Georgia. The storm rolled into the southern part of our state as a Category 3 hurricane, leaving a trail of destruction. Much of the damage happened after sundown, so we didn't get to see the full extent of the damage until this morning. Fox 5's Denise Dillon spent the day surveying the damage in Albany. She joins us now live. Denise?
Yeah, well, you can see me surrounded here by a bunch of just crumpled tin. Let me show you what this is. This is actually a tin roof, but look how crazy this is. It came from the building across the street. It was ripped off by the winds, went sailing through the air, made a crash landing right here in the parking lot. But the other half of this rooftop went on the other side of the building and landed on some railroad tracks. And take a look at this. This is part of a gas station. I believe it's pump number 3 here. That is actually about 200 yards away at the other end of this parking lot. Now, Hurricane Michael came into Albany with a roar last night about 7 p.m. Strong winds, relentless rain, and it really wasn't until daybreak when folks around here got a good look at just how destructive this storm was.
That's all I'm doing, just driving around. There's nothing open. Can you get a cup of coffee? I want to get a cup of coffee at Dunkin' Donuts. Nothing open. Nothing. Like end of the world scenario. You can quote me on that. End of the world scenario.
Yeah, and right now, both city and county leaders say at the peak, almost everyone did not have any power. And as people are gradually starting to get power back, now the concern is about the water infrastructure, and they're trying to keep an eye on that. The county commission chairman said that the damage done by Hurricane Michael is even worse than the tornadoes that touched down here 2 years ago. Reporting live in Albany, Denise Dillon, Fox 5 News.
Life seemingly coming to a halt in the midst of all that damage. Denise, thanks for the perspective from there.